the body I live in. I woke up this morning with a slight headache. I know when the body speaks, I'm invited to listen. It is highly alert to what I eat, the time I allow for rest, the level of exercise, activity and movement that I invest in, and how I feel about myself. A big step for me on this journey has been to understand I am not this body. It has helped me separate from behaviour which often would damage and self-sabotage and deal with this separately, and instead employ a body-conscious strategy led by my values like kindness, self-care, responsibility and honesty, commitment, which for me leads to discipline, and especially listening. The body gym has become a wonderful place to practice a different self-image and is an important puzzle piece in being of service. I'll speak more about that later. In partnership with the body, I started to make healthier deposits, exploring different food options, exercise options, how I think and feel about myself options. The body continuously provided feedback to keep me on track or get me back on track. When the hungry one showed up at night and convinced me to have an evening snack, just like she did last night, I would often wake up in the morning with a slight headache and aches in my body. In the early stages of waking up to living consciously, I was not attuned enough to the body to listen to these messages. I had not yet accepted the partnership. Through personal experience, I have learned the more serious you become about staying awake and making conscious choices, the quicker you will experience the consequence if you venture back into those shadow behaviors. I quickly found out there is a bill to pay. The cost of unconscious behavior is huge for my relationships, for whatever I envision for this life, and for my well-being. It is directly correlated to the choices I make and have made. So by the way, this is why we have to do some rinsing of the old storage and change the story we keep telling ourselves about ourselves. The good news is, as big as the ripple gets from thinking less about self, imagine the wave of magic that takes place when we deposit consciously into the greater good account by also showing care for self on all levels. And this includes care for the vehicle that takes us everywhere. It is difficult to be 100% switched on in a body that is neglected. Neglecting the body is often a sign of unresolved energy, a wound that is still expressing itself. In our 21-day challenge on day 20, I mentioned the move from I consciousness to we consciousness. Let us visit this concept for a moment and zoom out to a much bigger picture. Taking care of the cell I am in the body of we becomes another level of responsibility. I am invited to nurture me in we. This morning I decided to rest a bit longer and start my day slightly differently. I was listening to what served the body best in that moment. Instead of doing my daily yoga movement practice and getting straight into work mode, rushing to meet a deadline, I chose another approach, aware to give space for some healing of the old and to move from the center of my being. After enjoying my morning shake, I finished the annual report for my Smiling One Foundation, all in perfect time. I'm really excited about the look and feel of the report and the incredible story it tells of a year of co-creating magic in high-risk communities. I'm still buzzing from this beautiful creative energy flowing through me. It is evidence of body, mind, soul in sync. When I don't take care of self, there's zero access to creativity. It's like there's a big fat sign on the door of the big library. Just for context, little library, the mind, big library, the collective consciousness. The sign says, come back when you take better care.